how Nigerian soldiers can be this corrupt in Nigeria. That is why you saw how Abba Kyari is in a terrible mess at the moment. We don't know how that is going to turn out, but we're still keeping our fingers crossed regarding that. But you can see now that there's another case. If you remember the former kidnapped Kingpin, that is Evans. You know, he was a very a strong person. You know, he did a lot of kidnapping in dollars, in millions and billions of dollars, you know, doing transactions on humans. And you know what, later on he was caught and was taken to court. You know, he went through trial at the Ikeja High Court for over 2 counts of kidnapping and conspiracy and all of this. And, you know, there was a lot that, and he was sentenced. And, there was a time that he was supposed to be sentenced to death, but, somehow, I don't know how they did that. And he's still serving jail term. But like I said, soldiers, armies, judges are too corrupt. Now, 2 soldiers have denied Kingpin Evans. That is to tell you they have something to do with him. And here are the 2 people that you'll be shocked to know. Well, more details, guys, but please ensure you subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell, like, and also share this video. All right, guys, without further ado, right here, the 2 former soldiers of the Nigerian Army, Chilaka Ifeanyi and Victor Aduba, on Tuesday denied being accomplices to the crimes of alleged kidnapped Kingpin Chukwudimeme Onwuamadike alias Evans. Newsmen reported that Ifeanyi and Aduba made the denials during the resumption of their trial at an Ikeja High Court over counts of kidnapping and conspiracy. The ex-soldiers who had earlier been dismissed by the Nigerian Army are facing trial alongside Evans, Uche Amadi Okwuchukwu Nwachukwu and Ogechi Uchechukwu for the alleged kidnap of Mr. Donatus Dunu, the executive officer of Maiden Pharmaceuticals. Ifeanyi led in evidence by defense counsel Mr. A.A. Ozoko said he was acquainted with Aduba and had worked with him as a soldier. He said one day he was requested by another acquaintance, Mr. Ikena Chukwuma, to help him drive a car from a mechanic's workshop at Ijesha, Lagos to Surulere, Lagos. He told the court that when they got to the mechanic's workshop, the car had not been repaired and Chukwuma had called a friend to pick them up from the workshop. When I entered the vehicle with Chukwuma, I saw Mr. Victor Aduba, 6th defendant, in the vehicle, and there was a weapon inside the vehicle. When I asked what the weapon was doing there, the driver told me to keep quiet and mind my business. I was asked if I know what is AP, and I said no. Then I was told to keep quiet and mind my business. My lord, they did not carry anybody in that vehicle and they did not kidnap anybody. Reaching Sele bus stop, I told them I was uncomfortable and asked to alight. I was dropped off at Sele bus stop and they warned that if they heard anything from me, they would kill me and went back home, Ifeanyi said. Responding to questions from Evans' defense counsel, Mr. Victor Okpara, Chilaka said he did not know Evans and met him for the first time in police custody. I have never taken part in any kidnap activities in my life. I have never attempted to kidnap anyone before or conspire with Evans to kidnap the victim, Dunu, he said. On the cross-examination by the lead prosecutor, Mr. Adebayo Harun, Chilaka said it was a locally made weapon he saw in the vehicle and he did not know the reason why he was warned not to reveal what transpired. The second ex-soldier denied partaking in kidnapping with Evans and the other co-defendants. He alleged that he was tortured into admitting to the crimes by members of the intelligence response team IRT of the Nigerian Police Force, led in evidence by his counsel, Mr. Emmanuel Ochai. Aduba said he was invited by an acquaintance, Mr. Chukwuma Wansu, to a bar in Ago, Lagos by unknown to him, Wansu was wanted by the police. As I reached the bar, he once was acting unusual, and I kept asking what was wrong with him. And then I noticed 5 policemen who approached me and said I was under arrest. I resisted and they overpowered me. And when I got to the police station, one Mr. Philip, their boss, said I should cooperate with them and do whatever they say I should do. I told them they should allow me to go to my office where I worked as a soldier, but they refused, he said. Aduba said that he was ordered by a member of IRT Inspector Idowu Haruna to sign a written statement admitting to the crime, but he refused. He alleged he was ordered to be taken to a theater by Mr. Philip, where he was beaten and was caught with a machete by Haruna. Aduba showed his alleged machete injury to the court during his testimony. He alleged that in the days he was in custody, 3 men, Felix Chinemerem, Paul Samian, and Chukuma Wansu, who were initially paraded to the media as kidnappers, were extrajudicially killed by the IRT team. I was still being told to sign some papers, but I refused, and I said if I refused, I will travel, slang for killed. At that point, Idowu Haruna brought out his phone for me to look at some pictures. When I looked at it, I discovered it was the dead bodies of the 3 men with whom I was in custody. That was how I was forced to sign the papers, he said. To corroborate his claims, Ochai Oduba's counsel tendered to the court a record of court proceedings of a kidnap trial held on November 5, 2018 before Justice Oluwatoyin Taiwo. In the records of proceedings, Haruna had in his testimony admitted that the 3 deceased had died in police custody. Aduba in his evidence vehemently denied working with Evans. On February 14, 2017, the day of Dunu's kidnap, I was on a 24-hour duty at Abati Barracks Gate. I even told Inspector Idowu to check out my alibi, but he said it was none of his business. I have never conspired with anybody, neither have I gone with anybody to kidnap anyone, he said. While being cross-examined by Haruna, Aduba said he was enlisted by the Nigerian Army on August 15, 2009, and had known Ifeanyi since 2010. He described Ifeanyi's evidence that he conveyed him in a vehicle with a locally made weapon as a fabricated story. Aduba denied Haruna's allegation that he was one of the soldiers who Evans had in a recorded confession admitting to be members of his gang. Harun also noted that in the records of proceeding of Justice Oluwatoyin, Haruna is in his evidence never said he traveled, killed anybody in custody. The prosecutor noted Haruna had in his evidence said that the 3 men had died in the custody of the police at Ikorodu General Hospital. Responding to questions from the prosecution, Aduba said he was never dismissed by the Nigerian Army over allegations of kidnapping. The charges against me by the military was that I was a wall. I was never given in the chance to change my dismissal by the Army, he said. Justice Hakeem Oshodi adjourned the case until November 5th for adoption for final written addresses. This is really serious, man. I hope the Nigerian police will really change their ways. So, my dear people, that is it. Drop your comment. Let us hear from you. And also give this video a thumbs up. Do have a pleasant time. Bye for now.